can't work out how you could do a pap smear on Zoom. That would be really difficult.
It's tricky.
Hello.
Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday.
Now, please like and subscribe to us on YouTube.
And like and follow us on Facebook.
And follow us on Twitter. And don't forget to tweet.
And of course, don't forget the ever wonderful Instagram.
Yes, thank you.
Instagram
Thank
Day,
you. Thank you.
Instagram Day.
Thank you.
Don't forget
And
Instagram.
we end there. Mute her. Mute
I'm
her.
going to do
Mute
a rap
her.
about Instagram.
Somebody has to stop. Sherry, stop. Stop. She's been muted, thank God. I want to bring in the wonderful, amazing Dr. Tracy Mountford. Woo!
Whee!
There she is.
Hi, Tracy.
Welcome.
Morning.
Happy Wednesday afternoon.
Morning.
Hi.
Happy Wednesday.
Now
Hi,
listen,
guys.
it's What to Watch Wednesday. Tell us, what have you been watching?
Well, you know I'm a bit of a crime addict, a bit of a documentary addict. So yet again, 11 o'clock at night, I tune into this great thing on Sky Crime, and it was called A Killer Uncaged.
No!
It's great. And what it is, it's about, actually, it's a very sad story, actually, not great. It's a very interesting story. So this guy was put on death row for the murder, he was only in his 20s, for the murder of someone in a subway, one of those subway restaurants. And for just stealing money out of the till. But he was a really brutal murder, got put away on death row. And he's one of the few people that they actually then changed the sentence to life because the law changed. This is in Texas. And he's also one of the very, very few that have now been let out 30 years later on parole. And it's how he's being rehabilitated and living with some really amazing woman who clearly feels safe with him in her house. An older lady in her 70s, and she's taken him under her wing. Very interesting story of how he integrates back into life. And also it brings up all those issues. How do we feel about that as individuals, whether someone on death row, should end up on the street. But really interesting, worth a watch, A Killer Uncaged. So watch it. So, I know. Sherry, what have you been watching?
Well, much more exciting. I've been watching me on 5 Go Caravanning.
Oh, please. I'm going to open a vein.
Every Friday night for the next 100 weeks. So it's 5 Go Caravanning, and it's one of the funniest things I ever did. Tony Black is just heaven, and Colin Baker. It's just the silliest thing I've ever done, and we had such a fantastic time, and everybody in the street stops and goes, oh, we really need this now. We really need to laugh at these kind of
100%
moments. And you people can't go on holiday, and it's just everybody's just it just takes you out of this whatever this bloody world is we're living in.
Great.
Sherry, why don't you ask the guys to come on here?
Oh, they would. Tony certainly would. Colin would. Brian from.
We could have a caravanning show.
Yeah.
Have a caravan camping holiday.
I'll say that to them today. They'd love it. They'd absolutely love it.
That'd be good.
I'll just do the camping bit.
5 Go Caravanning reunion.
Yes.
Fabulous. on Wonderbirds.
Reunion. The first of the Wonderbird reunions.
Yeah,
Anyway, what I've been watching, Perry Mason again. It's just. Have you been watching it? Did you see it, Tracy?
Yeah, I did tune in for one.
I've seen some
It's
of it.
brilliant. It's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. I'm now on episode 7. It's because it's every week. You can't watch them all together. It's absolutely mesmerising, brilliant. And also, I've been watching crime documentaries, and it's all your fault, Tracy. I'm frightening myself to death now.
Great.
It's the fact you say at 11:30 at night, you put on all these killer, terrible, terrifying murder,
I know.
Injury.
It's the only time I get some peace.
Exactly.
What about you, Harriet? What are you watching?
Well, I have watched Charlie's Angels, the latest movie. Now, it's not the Charlie's Angels that we remember with the flipped hair flick, which is a bit. Actually, you've got one going on, Sherry. I think you're a bit Farrah Fawcett on the left side. Yeah. But it's not as good as the other movie, the more recent movie, but I absolutely adored this one just because it's women empowered, taking the piss and winning. And I just love that energy and the positivity of it. I know filmically there's probably 100 things wrong with it, but it was great entertainment and I had a good time.
That's what matters.
And also, obviously, I've watched Sherry.
Benny Dawn.
As have I. And I love it. I love it.
I'm going to call Equity and your agent and put a block on your work because I can't take much.
Oh, well, there's more to come.
No!
There is more to come. And do you know what? I have to say, before I tell you what I've been watching, I have to say that it was hilarious, the caravanning program last week, because, and you and Sonia never stopped laughing. I mean,
none of us ever did. And we cried all the way through it. The funniest thing we ever did. Thank you, Dee. Thank you,
brilliant. And also, so what I've been watching is the new drama on BBC One on a Sunday night, A Suitable Boy, which is full of intrigue and drama. And it's like a family saga and a love story set in backdrop of 50s India. It's stunning. Tanya Maniktala to me, she's a discovery. She's an amazing actress, young actress, very beautiful. The second one was out last Sunday, and it's a 6-parter. You have to watch it. It's a must-watch.
We'll watch.
Now, unfortunately, Alex Best can't come on the show today because she's done something to her teeth. She's coming back in September. Sorry, wish you well, Alex, with your teeth.
She's just polishing them, isn't she, darling? Making them even more sparkly.
She is. She's But Dee, who have we got instead of Alex?
Well, instead of at the lovely Alex, we've invited back the wonderful Indira, because we want to hear the next episode of her gynae story. Where are you? Where are you, Indira? Hi, we're so excited to see you. And I've got to say something actually, because you have so many things that you're good at and have done in your life. And I've just heard that a makeup artist is added to that as well. And I would say a comedian, because I want to hear the next episode of your wonderful story you were telling us on Monday. Please.
Ah, you mean my deep and dark secrets?
Yes.
No pun intended.
I thought it should be something like Up the Flue Part 2.
I have a great story. I found a new gynecologist. My husband found one for me. As you can see, this is a team effort.
You're a good team.
And he delivered Kate Middleton's 3 babies. And and I thought, well, you know, bits and pieces of me are moving in high circles now.
Right.
I'm not sure which bits and pieces, but anyway, that was quite funny. And he was absolutely wonderful. And it was, how can I put this? It was absolutely painless. And
it wasn't on Zoom this time? Did you actually see him in person?
I don't think I could have done Zoom. I can't work out how you could do a pap smear on Zoom. That would be really difficult.
It's tricky.
It's all to come. I think this will incentivize people now to create that very thing.
Right. Yes.
So did it all go well? Did it all go well?
Yes, it went very well. He's very, very charming. And of course, when you see such, very amiable, good-looking, handsome, pleasant gynecologist, and then you think, oh my God,
I know.
it's all downhill from here.
I know. I have to tell you, I had a gynae called Mr. I'll spell it for you, W-O-M-E. But when he said it, it was, hello, I'm Mr. Womb, right? And I was actually in a consultation with him, and the phone rang. It's an absolutely true story. He picked the phone up. He said, Mr. Womb, I'm busy. So I won't tell you what I did, where you know what I was doing at the time, but I really tried not to laugh.
I mean, that's the point. Everybody's got a gynae story, haven't they? Every woman's got a gynae story. And of course, I treat lots of women. I've got lots of women. We're all with good gynae stories. But I'd love to share one of mine. Can I share one of mine with you? One of my patients.
Yes, please.
So her name, she will remain nameless. It's a fabulous story. So she's a very flamboyant patient, really good fun. And her gynae story is absolutely true. She said she was going to her gynae, I think it was the week before, going to her gynecologist, knows him really well, goes regularly for smears and checkups. And she was literally running by I was going to say the seat of her pants. She was running pretty late, ran into the gynae clinic, you know, it was a bit rushed. She was desperate to go to the loo. So she said, I'll just go in. I quickly need to spend a penny before I have my smear. So she rushes into the loo, gets in the loo, does what she needs to do. No lavatory paper, so no toilet tissue. So she's thinking, oh no, I'm going into the gynecologist, what do I do? So she's scurrying around in her bag and finds an old envelope and quickly does what she has to do quickly and then goes into her appointment. And there she is on the couch having her smear done, and he says, well, I'm going to say Susan, her name's not Susan. Well, Susan, this is the first time with one of my smears I found this. And he brings out with his forceps a postage stamp that was fairly and squarely embedded in her nether regions.
Oh,
no. She was absolutely mortified, and she couldn't believe that she'd done that. So that I thought was a brilliant guy. So it was the first postage stamp.
That is hysterical.
So she didn't spend a penny then, she spent 10p.
Okay, now you need to do stand-up, darling. Listen, I've got to say, yes, we probably all do have gynecological stories, but I'm putting a spoke in that wheel of the gynecological tales. I will say, however, that I just remember after having 2 kids, I was so able and free. Anyone with a pair of rubber gloves, I would show them anything. I was at the point when anyone could be washing up gloves. I go, yeah, sure, here we go. Because you get so used to people having a good peer or whatever. So, you know, that's not a gynae story. So, darlings, what's next? Who's next?
I must say that I gave birth twice with my legs crossed. Knock me out the first contraction and wake me up when the hairdresser arrives, you know? Jewish birth.
That's big joke. That's fab.
that's quite right.
Well, you must have confused your dentist if you had lay back with your legs apart when you came.
My dentist?
Yeah, with the gloves on.
Debbie, what were you going to talk about, sweetheart? Oh, I know.
Well, no, we were actually, Indira, let's calm down now. We need to know what is in your makeup bag. Tell us about makeup. We're talking about makeup now. We've gone from one end of our bodies to the other.
Yes, we have.
We break up and go on to makeup. That's fine. I love makeup. Doesn't everyone love makeup? I actually am a jack of, or should I say Jill of all trades, because when I came here once when I was much younger, in my 20s, actually just a few years ago, I did a few courses because I thought it was going to help me with my own makeup. I landed up doing some makeup for photography and runway stuff in India. And I actually love makeup, but my funny story on makeup is I used to teach in a finishing school and makeup, and it was called Broomstock, a really stupid name. And every time I started a new class with a new group of people, I'd say, welcome to Broomstick. And every time and then I'd say, broomsticks, broom, bring, brog.
They must have had a lot of faith in you there.
Yeah, I worked there for about 4 months before I had to leave because I just couldn't get it. I thought I was going to lose my mind by the end of it, so I quit.
Did you say, really can I have a rewind? You've also taught in a finishing school. I just got the end of that as well. So not apart from everything else, you also taught in a finishing school.
Well, the finishing school thing actually came my way because of the makeup. And so they were looking for someone to teach makeup in the finishing school. And I was doing makeup for photography and runway models and stuff like that. And someone just mentioned it to me, a client of mine just mentioned it to me and said, oh, you know, there's it was the time when all these finishing schools were the thing. You know, all of a sudden you had the finishing schools. So of course I went in there and I said, I'm going to try my luck at getting this job. And I went in and I think they had hardly any candidates. That's why I got
Isn't it bizarre, just thinking of that word finishing school, that they finish us off when they then think we're acceptable to go into the world? It's so offensive.
I think they finish your bank account. They finish all your money.
Yeah, I know, but it's the idea that we're going to do this for women and we'll make them better. It's so offensive. Sorry, just saying.
It is very offensive.
Do they exist anymore? Do finishing schools exist?
Yeah.
They do.
Oh, they do. They do exist. They do exist. Yeah.
I thought they were sort of outmoded.
Oh, no. Yeah, they're still there.
Sherry, you're very good at doing your own makeup, aren't you? You always do your own makeup, don't you?
Always done it. Always. Only because it's just something I've always done, and my mother was a model, so you know, I was on stage with her at the age of 4, so I've never not done it. Do you know what I mean? It's always been something I've always had to do. But
That's so wonderful.
It's just easier for you to do it, I think, isn't it?
Have you found any products recently, Sherry, that you like?
Sorry?
Have you got any new products to show us? Anything?
No, I haven't actually. I'm a big Charlotte Tilbury fan, so I love her. I love her stuff. But to be honest with you, because I've had such a kind of weird thing about going out, because we have to wear these masks everywhere now, and I'm kind of not bothered going. So I mean, I think you have to do things online now, and you know, if you've got to think about, and, you know what I mean. Otherwise, I go out. Selfridges is one of my go-tos, where you just wander around and you just look at, pick every makeup up. But I don't do that anymore.
Yes.
So
They were saying about masks that if you put your lipstick on, it stains the mask, and that's a big problem for everyone.
That's right.
Somebody was writing it on our Facebook.
Except that thing that Debbie's got. Debbie's got the thing.
Yeah, there you go.
But
I think
you must have one as well, Sherry.
Yeah, I had one. I think Molly's got it now.
It's so funny.
I think what they'll find is they'll get a bigger and bigger market for sort of the fashion masks to go with clothes. Because if you saw the images of Kate Middleton, did you see her doing something she was on? And I mean, she could make a face mask look totally elegant and gorgeous, and it was sort of all sort of colour coordinated to, and it looked rather nice. I think if we're going to have to live like this for a while, I bet what's going to happen is we'll all be wearing.
But just remember what you save on lipstick, you're going to spend on your face masks.
True.
I always wear lipstick that is a permanent lipstick, so it doesn't smudge.
Yeah,
as I've matured, I've always done that. I hate it on my teeth or any of that, so I always get stuff that's permanent.
And very interestingly enough, in Boots yesterday, because I was out in Boots with my mask on, it said there was a thing by the counter that said, if you don't like your makeup, even if you've opened it and used it, you can bring it back, because we know that you can't try your makeup.
That's because you can't test it. Is that because you can't?
Because you can't test it. So that's what we need to do.
I mean, this is the problem, isn't it? We can't even put back, test, put back. It's very, very different way of life, isn't it? It's crazy.
Very different.
Tracy, do you think this is going to? I mean, being on the inside, being a doctor, how long? Have you got any inside information for us?
No more than anybody else. We all talk to colleagues, and I talk to people on the COVID unit at King's and people that I know. But I think the general consensus is what we all sort of feel in our guts, that this is going to go on for a while. That our life is going to be pretty different for a while. And once, the warm weather goes, and once we get into autumn, winter, it's likely to go up. But we'll probably have to just learn to live with a slightly different way of life for a while. But, it's going to have huge impact on us.
Yeah.
And it's amazing how many people, I don't know what you guys think, but more and more people are saying, look, they have adapted already. They've changed the way they live. They don't go into shops as much. They're not doing so much. And some of them actually prefer it. people have actually really changed in their thinking. A lot of people have changed their thinking completely.
And offices too. A lot of people aren't going back to work in an office, because working from home can be great, because you don't have the interruptions, you don't have the traveling. I think it's, as you say, a completely new way of life.
It is brilliant. The only thing that I thought of was that communal bonding of when you're working with people, rather than just this. It's quite hard for certain businesses which have a style and an energy. You sometimes need those other people.
But Harry, it's going to be very interesting when you start rehearsing next week. How are you going to rehearse?
Well, I'm in a bodysuit, obviously. I thought I go as Mrs. Happy, one of the happy people.
Yeah.
I'm quite nervous of it, but as I understand, our producers are doing everything, and we're tested every day. But it's scary, and I think, but it's such a vast space. It's I think almost 2,000 seater, and there'll be 200 people in there, and we all have to rework which wing we go off and on from, and whether we wear masks to the stage, and where do we put them, and then pick them up. And we only go from left to right. I mean, I don't know yet, but it's all about.
The actors have a love scene though. How are they going to do that?
It's a mystery. I don't know.
Robin,
I play the mother, so I don't have to know that, but they'll sort it out.
Love is a mystery. Love is a mystery anyway. So
Well, anyway, Indiraa, you have been so brilliant as always. Thank you for coming into our nest again. I am sure we'll have you back very, very soon to see us, because we do adore having you with us. So,
thank you.
I'll
see you girls soon.
Yes,
thank
more
you.
gynae stories, please.
No more.
No.
Yeah. Mr. Word.
No more.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Such a tonic.
Yes.
She is such a tonic.
She's
Brilliant.
So on Friday, what's happening?
Yeah.
Gosh, I can't believe we're nearly at Friday now, aren't we? No, it's
I know,
only Wednesday.
Already.
And well, we've got Helena Watts coming in, who is a Mirror journalist, and she's going to be our regular showbiz correspondent. So she's going to bring us all the gossip, everything we don't hear from everybody, and she's going to tell us. So that's going to be exciting, isn't it?
And
it's
also,
very
she's going to come in every other week, and we've got Flavia from Strictly. For any of the Strictly fans, Flavia is coming to join us on Friday as well, so it'll be lovely to see her.
Well, she'll be able to tell us what's happening with Strictly this year, because nobody knows, do they, whether it's going or not going or what's happening. But she'll probably know by now.
I just want to know what they use, to make them look so brown and so lovely. Everybody's figures look amazing, and all their skin always looks fantastic.
I know.
All that fake tan.
And the costumes are amazing, aren't they?
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Do you think they'll be dancing in masks? Wouldn't that be weird if they were dancing in masks?
Yeah, that would
They
look
wouldn't be
rather
able to
good.
breathe.
I don't think they'll do that. I think they'll just have their bubbles, and they can only do that person.
Yeah, that makes sense, because that would be.
They wouldn't dance in masks. I don't think they'd do it if that was the case.
I mean, I just want to say Phantom of the Opera was all about a mask, and it ran for 36 years, so it's just
Well, yeah, there you go.
I was going to say, mime artists.
So
That's funny.
Try and bring everybody from the Caravanning show on the show, because that would be so much fun.
Yeah, they would, and it would be really
great
fun to do that. Yeah,
Oh, it'd be fun.
and Tony and everybody. Yeah,
fabulous.
It would be.
Thank you.
Hey, have you ever been caravanning? I mean, you have, Sherry, but have you ever been, Tracy?
Yes, I think we touched on this before. It wasn't really my scene, but
No,
I think
not
that I sort of quite fancy myself, because this isn't real caravanning what I'm about to say, but in those sort of one of those big Winnebago things.
Oh, okay.
But that isn't the same. It's not the same fun as what Sherry's talking about. That's much more fun.
But,
and glamping is too. Glamping is quite good fun.
It is.
Yeah.
So maybe I need to revisit it and put my Wellington boots on and get out there and give it a go.
Yeah, I'm happy with the Winnebago, thank you. As much comfort, my own lavatory. I don't have to go wandering around to have a wag somewhere behind a tree.
To share it with the
Thank
sheep.
you. Yeah.
Well, anyway, we will see you on Friday for our fantastic Friday show, won't we, dear?
Yeah. See you
We will.
Friday, girls.
We will.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye.